GM.
G might be. What's that? Been a while.
You what? Monday, June 2nd. Are you winning, son?
I'm losing,
Years
dude.
half over.
Winning with
losing.
with a Y, right? Like
do we breach 104? It's 104,001 on my stream deck. Let's pull up the old
Did you see that he's asking for donations?
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's been getting flamed about it because it's like, dude, you have 9 figs and you're asking
what's up with that?
$5,000 bankrolls for fucking $20 donations.
Mm-hmm.
100.
And did you see the CZ interactions with him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talking how Dexys should have dark pool or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about dark pools, Marty?
Isn't that the whole point of DEXs, to be decentralized and public and open so everybody can see what's going on and it's a clear interaction and you don't have to have any questions. It's all on chain. Isn't that the whole fucking point?
Dark pools used to be where you go to get an offload size of alts, so that you weren't fucking the markets.
Are they like just OTC or is it?
It's similar to an OTC, but it's just not known of where the money's coming from, who's filling it. So they're saying, what about dark pools for DEXs and hiding the flow and hiding the transaction? Sure, why not? But isn't that the whole point of fucking decentralization and being public and being able to see everybody's positions and shit like that?
What centralized exchange, Marty, has the most active dark pools right now? I know Kraken used to. Like, dark pool sounds like a bad thing, but it's not. Like, this is like a super common, I don't know, sub venue of like every exchange. I wouldn't say not everyone offers it, but
no. I mean, let's just call it OTC. Who has OTC desks? They all have OTC desks, and they all have internal trading desks as well. If you look at Coinbase, there's Coinbase Prime. Even Woo, the fucking DEX, has an internal market maker. Like, everybody has an internal market maker or some sort of trading desk affiliated with them. In terms
but a handful of them actually like call it a dark pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Kraken?
Sure.
Kraken dark pool. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a discrete place to do OTC. But you see this when you, like, with all these ETF flows, like, they have to go out and buy on the open market. They have to go out and sell on the open market. They have to go out and find, large holders of Bitcoin that want to sell OTC in one clip at one price. So these deals are always happening in the back end. Like, you see this, I don't know, BlackRock sent $400 million to Coinbase Prime today. It's like, okay, they're just rebalancing the ETF from the flows from last week. They're not like, buying or actively selling as BlackRock. BlackRock is just the custodian and the face of the ETF. So BlackRock is the, I don't know, not the president, that's not the right word, but the institutional facing party for the ETF, and then it's retail and institutions buying and selling the ETF. It's not BlackRock actually going out selling clips. They're doing it on behalf of their client.
I gotta mute for a minute. Give me 1 sec.
We can still hear you even if you mute.
This shit is broken.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you.
No.
I heard him. I heard him say hello.
So fucked.
What
do you guys think about hiding order flow from people?
I mean, like you said, it kind of defeats the purpose of a DEX, right? But maybe I don't know. Maybe like for like the only like the largest possible size. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you have different types of order flows, right? So I don't know. Let's say you want to buy $10 worth, $10 million worth, and you put on a TWAP. So every second, every 30 seconds, every different interval, you fire off a different, either a market order or a limit order, hybrid TWAP. And on Hype or Hyperliquid, it's public. But if you do it on an exchange, I don't think that the
Yeah.
T-Wall flow is public. You also have an iceberg, which is it posts on the book X amount of liquidity. When that liquidity gets tapped, when the price gets tapped, so your whole order actually goes out, and it's a bigger size. It's like the tip of the iceberg. That's why they call it the iceberg order. You just see X amount of size on the book instead of like how people used to spoof. They still do it. Spoof. Oh, there's 10,000 Bitcoin order on Binance.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
1,000
yeah.
Bitcoin order. Yeah, so
That's a classic
that's a classic.
sex trick.
Just hiding the.
So what do you think? So what do you
There's
think
no-
about it? You think it should be public?
I mean, on the DEX, it should be public, but CZ is right in terms of when you are trying to get a large size off, you don't want to be front ran. You don't want people to know your trade. Especially don't want people to know your liquidation. In terms of privacy, for sure. But if you're trading that much size and you're that institutional of a player, why don't you just go fucking trade on a centralized exchange and hide your flow? There's some there's some different motives on why James Wynn is doing this. He has a meme coin.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing it for Twitter clout. There's a
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
variety.
it's just attention. Like,
It could be a long con deal with CZ.
Could be CZ's all conning
Yeah.
Twitter. You never know, right?
Yeah, an attack on Hyperliquid.
Mm-hmm. He also could be a plant, right? Like, what's a couple, $10 million or whatever it was, $50 million when you're making a billion a fucking month?
Okay, so that's the other thing people have been kind of talking about recently. Like, is he? No, I'm not stating that he is. All right, so for our listeners, I'm strictly throwing around the theories I've read, but people are putting up ideas that he is a Binance plant. Another one that it's just like Hyperliquid's own team, like someone on the internal team. And this is like a marketing stunt.
Probably.
The only thing that makes me second guess that one is the Solana stuff. Like, why would they be okay with it being pretty public that he was involved with Solana scams and then, not reel in or make him change and like do all this under a new identity? Like there's just like, why allow that stain to be a part of this event, we'll call it, but people are retards, so
Like, why not just do a fresh wallet and make a new identity?
not even just a fresh wallet, but even like a new Twitter account, right? Like a new identity to do all the HL stuff. Like, why would you want the Moonpig stuff tied into it?
Maybe that's what makes it more realistic. You're like, this guy really is a fucking degenerate. He's a fucking straight degen.
Possibly, but I mean, you after you're around long enough, that like there are degenerates at every like venue. We were trading against fucking FTX people on dexes, and it was clear as day in the last cycle.
Yeah. So it's
Miss those days.
Clearance order.
Miss those days.
Kyan, we're live. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be trading perps. So something to clarify is like, even though we'll have perps at launch, it's not a perp dex. The perps are used to hedge the options for portfolio margin. Like they're used as a Delta One product.
But you can directly bet, but you're not going to get the same amount of 40x leverage that you would. You're going to get more leverage when you use it as a hedge.
Until isolated margin comes, and that will be in a couple months. So at launch, you'll have access to portfolio margin. That's more going to be margin for our option users. You can think for those of you that aren't more familiar in the derivative space, and then we'll go live with isolated margin, and that will give our perp traders more of the experience they're used to. And then then hopefully we'll be getting guys like him raking in all the fees, and everyone will be running around screaming Cayenne liquid. some retardio stuff like that. I don't know.
Kyanite.
Kyanite. I literally hate all of the EO shit now. It's so fucking played out, dude. If I
Yeah.
see one more word with IO at the end of it, I'm gonna nuke their project. I'm gonna buy everything I can and punish them in the post. Give me 1 sec.
We were even calling it hyper illiquid.
Yeah.
I mean, when that
Hyper-liquidated.
guy's half of the OI, like that doesn't. I mean, sure you can trade size, but that's not a good thing when one person is half of your OI.
Mm-hmm.
But you want a variety of parties.
What do you think about this, Senior Nunez? Mr. Wynn, you think he's just a degenerate? You think he's a plant from one of the centralized exchanges? More specifically, probably Binance, if that were the case, given CZ's launch of margin-type USDT markets right around the same time as all this. Their weird, like, fake convo that they have on fucking Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of these whales that have so much money, like 100 mil is nothing, right? But still to them, right? But in theory, they should have been hedged somewhere else. Maybe they're doing it all for marketing. Like they're long one, short the other, and this week they lost only 5 million for that whole stuff. Not all, right? We also don't know that side of it. I get some feedback from somebody. Sounds like they're in a fucking wind tunnel.
Just a whale.
Yeah, I can hear it as well.
It's probably
And
Denton.
then,
Denton's always
Is it?
some Eastern European
I'm indoors.
underground tunnel. Yep, see.
Yeah, it's just white
definitely,
noise.
I
definitely.
mute him and his white noise is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't mute, so it's over.
Yeah, that's the thing, Senor Nunez. I know a handful of hyperliquid whales that are 8-fig guys off of that are 9-fig guys after making 8 figs on hyperliquid as an airdrop. Because they weren't the ones losing money to get the airdrop. To
Is
send
this any
funds
better?
to multiple different addresses and farm their big bags multiple. Yeah, 100%. My buddies had like a farm set up pretty much like.
Oh yeah, and it's all bots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up with that guy doing his scam that he said he got liquidated, but then people are like, "Oh, you have not liquidated, he got hacked."
He did get hacked. So he did get hacked, but the thing is that he still had like 6 figs, like mid 6 figs, you know, and some different
On Hyperliquid, right?
and stuff.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, my life's over. It's so over. 100 wallets hacked," and you're like,
He
Wait a
did get
minute.
hacked. So that's the thing. He did get hacked. It
Did he?
was confirmed. It was a bunch of wallets. Zach XBT labeled the hacker's address because he had gotten reached out to a bunch about it.
Okay.
But the other side of it is that he didn't lose everything. He just lost, you know,
A lot.
yeah, probably 75% of his money.
I don't get it. It was just sitting in fucking hot wallets. I'm still.
So what I heard was that it was in a hardware wallet, but he imported the private key from the hardware wallet into a hot wallet. His address
And that got drained.
the multiple in the ATL vault around March of last year in a solid way and juicy airdrop.
Yeah, all those Hyperliquid guys, it's all internal. Yeah, they all know each other. All the whale buddies are in bed with each other.
I'll say this: they may have not known each other prior to Hyperliquid, but they all do now.
Yeah. They're all in a group chat now.
It's like some of my buddies, they were pretty isolated in, I don't know, some of the smaller chat groups with our circle, and then after you could kind of identify who the people who had bankroll after the HL airdrop, those guys then kind of got together. So now they do.
It's like the new calendar is before HL and after HL.
Yep.
Senior Nunez has a theory.
What's the theory?
I don't know. So what I can tell you is.
No, the thing is I do know
joining
somebody
the HL chain.
personally that is 2 of the top 10 wallets on Hyperliquid. And they're fucking all in the same group chat. They all know each other. They all talk about the fucking Hyperliquid. They're all T-Wopping hype. Like, it's all one big cabal. And if you don't think that that's true, go dig yourself a hole.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean I bet I could identify which group it is as soon as they start launching them because there are a couple of them that do this. Yeah, Denton, your audio is not only giving like white
Hold
noise
on.
fan sound, but you're echoing all of us. They do this
Peace
on a
and
few
quiet.
different chains. There's a group that was doing this on Arbitrum. There's another one on Base. There was one on like I know a couple groups, not know them, but like I know of them that do this. Some of them they've used their like same accounts and they owned it for a little bit. Others of them they just create new fucking Milady accounts and launch
That's always a good cover.
the new
Just
version
do a
of
new
their
Milady.
product on the new chain, but it like aesthetically looks very similar to the ones they have before, or it functions identical to it. So it's like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
This any better, sirs?
Yeah, much better.
I wouldn't say that like I'm necessarily against that. Yeah. I don't. To be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with like them making a group chat with all the whales being like, "Hey, we're the top 20. We should like have a
Host
chat
a dinner with Trump. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think there's anything like wrong with doing that. It's just that some people think that like they don't talk to each other or that there's not like some line of communication, and that's usually one of the first things you do. You're like, okay, we should probably coordinate a bit for governance or for other things in the very beginning. So that's not it's not like these people are grouping for some nefarious like reason. There's usually, I would say, noble or good
Dent in your back.
and in the
Yeah.
beginning.
The fan is back.
But with the dev thing,
Oh, fuck.
I don't even necessarily think that's a bad thing if they're projects that should exist. And when I say should exist, I mean that in the sense of like it has a use case and will actually attract like TVL or volume to that app. Like if they're just launching a copy of something that's already there on the chain, then like they're not doing anything besides fracturing liquidity for whatever market they're entering and then like providing slop to try to extract money. But if like there's no lending market there and they're going and launching their version of their lending market under a different name on that chain, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like aerodrome and velodrome and like them doing that. And that's just like it's the same thing, different name. Said in the last pod with Farouk, we have a group with all the C's of the majors. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
100%. Dude, when I used to work more on the centralized exchange side of things, there's group chats with different groups from each exchange for a bunch of different things. Like,
Oh, I'm in some of them, dude.
yeah, there's
Bybit,
one for
option
hacks.
whales.
There's one for
different ones.
yeah, OTC orders and whales because they will communicate that type of thing if they can't fill orders and they want to, and they want to get someone filled because they're a VIP. They don't want to lose a VIP customer to go somewhere else, so they're going to go and ask for partial orders and shit like that. Hacks was a big thing. That was like in the early days. I was really surprised that there wasn't a better system, but like when there was illicit funds moving around, there was a Telegram chat where everyone was pinging each other and sharing information and stuff. It wasn't like a system like where they were pinging, that no one had internal systems. They were using Telegram. So
yeah, exactly.
So like, yeah, all of these exchanges, they all talk to each other. They have people at, in a position of power that speaks with others in positions of power at the other place. They're,
and they all make so much fucking money.
Yeah, they're not walled gardens in the sense to where like everything that happens there, they don't share with each other.
No, even when the hack happened at Binance, like every other exchange stepped up. They all knew that Binance was legit. They were even loaning them money. It was like a totally 180 flip from the FTX scandal. Like nobody loaned anybody. Nobody loaned FTX money. Nobody wanted to buy them out, help them. Where like Bybit, it was the same day they were getting tens of thousands of ETH moved over.
I fixed it.
There
What
we
was it?
Incredible.
go, dude. You sound
Fucking
clear as
bomb raid
shit
you were
now.
doing?
Holy
You
shit.
just-
I got
We're
my
so fucking back.
my crisp microphone.
Oh yeah, you sounded like you were in a fucking bomb raid.
I didn't unpack it yet.
Let me see what else is going on here. Where did you go? Where did you go?
Oh, for sure. Sex revenue, fucking billions of dollars a year, sometimes a month, depending on if meme coins are pumping or not. Those guys make so much money; it's a drop in the bucket. They got hacked for
Yeah.
billions of dollars, and they didn't even give. I mean, they cared, but they really didn't give a fuck.
One of my a guy that I know works for, I think it's around the 50th like ranked exchange, and he was like, they make 250K a day like profit, and they're at the bottom of the list. They're at the very bottom of the list, and they're still making $250,000 of profit a day with like no fucking volume. A wallet that I used to work for was making a few million a day just on their in-wallet swap fees.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ! Holy shit!
Nice.
Yes, was insane.
Nice.
We used to be able to do all kinds of shit because of it, because like we could sell pairs, as a service essentially, because
Mhm.
to exchanges. So we were able to flip it on them. Whereas in the very beginning, it's the wallets that are obviously reliant on the exchange for revenue. But we got to a point to where the exchange partners were willing to pay for and bid for exclusivity to own, trade flow for like BTC to stables or ETH to BTC. And that was really crazy to see, because then you're doing volume if the exchange will pay you to like own the flow for a pair. Yeah.
How many people work at fucking Binance? I thought it was like thousands of people. They have a lot of fucking people. They have 300 job openings right now, but I thought it was like a lot of employees.
Who, Binance?
Yeah.
At which
I don't know.
Binance? Like Binance International or Binance?
Yeah. No, international or all or whatever.
I mean, they are.
Forex exchanges do insane numbers, like trillions of volume every quarter.
What are they filling for to have fucking 300 openings?
All kinds of shit. A lot of emerging markets like Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, all that kind of shit. I mean, just in Brazil, they have 5 random shit: banking licenses, content creator. It seems that they're trying to hit everything: Czech Republic, Eastern Europe, Ghana, Indonesia, Japan, Kazakhstan. They're fucking trying to hit everybody. Venezuela, even, dude. They don't give a fuck, dude. Who are they hiring in fucking Venezuela? Latam growth manager, P2P strategy. Whew. Straight sanction boys, dude. Fucking peer-to-peer strategy in Venezuela. Jesus Christ.
What is this?
Yeah, but Pump.Fun. How much is Pump.Fun up? 300 million in Solana or something?
I used to have the link to that data like in my
To the Dune. I can see it right here. Dune Analytics, Pump Fun. Total revenue, $616 million. They made $237K in the last 24 hours.
Nice.
I mean, at one point they were making $15 million a day in one day. Jesus Christ. 2 million, 3 million, 15 million, 13 million. Insane. They have 111K active daily users. Insane.
Tokens
And all they
created
do.
daily, like 20,000, 25,000.
Yeah, just straight saturated now.
My fucking god.
Insane.
Yeah.
So Venezuela
but then it gets
top holders of BTC in number 3 in 2017 for BTC holders.
really.
That's a crazy stat for a fucking DEX. HPL is doing 850 mil annualized in revenue.
Yeah, they're making $1 billion a fucking year. It's insane. And the team's not that big.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Is Moonshot dead? I'm looking
Moonshot?
I'm looking at like comparative stats, Pump Fun and Moonshot, and I don't know if like the API is bugged or something.
I feel like marketing like fell off the fucking cliff once they got bought out.
It says they made like 5 SOL a day when Pump Fun is making like 1,000, 1,500. And Moonshot made 12.
Moonshot launches were kind of like they were like the deck screener, like what's hot, or like the Astro tools, like a hot list for a little bit. And then I feel like when the meme coin cycle fell off, that edge kind of fell off. And what's crazy is like I got offered through a friend like seed for that, and I turned it down, which was a terrible decision because it would have like absolutely printed. But I turned it down because when at like face value, a wallet that had no plans to be multi-chain in a world where like Solana is just a small bubble of like the global users in the world of crypto, that it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, there are so many like network specific wallets that not trying to like kind of attack or take on the whole industry and grab all of the users just seems silly to me. Like you're competing against Phantom and Rabby, which was popular in Solana at the time, and then they went multi-chain, and like literally everything fucking else that already exists there. That it just seems silly to me. But they found their niche in meme coins with meme coins taking off more than I thought, and they were able to ride that wave. Now that that's dead, for the most part, as a meta, you see the results of that. Like you go from printing fucking probably hundreds of SOL a day to less than 10.
Yeah.
But it's the app itself has great UX. I just think that like why would you want to like close yourself off from 90% of the users that exist?
And we got like 5 other big launch pads now, right?
Well, that's the thing. They're not just a launch pad. Like they're a wallet first and a launch pad second. And that is, I think, what was powerful about it, that it was like a wallet with good UX, and you could do all the things that people were going to Solana for, which was create, launch, and trade shitters. But it's like once people move away from that, then like where do you think the volume and activity goes? Like it's going to go literally everywhere except the thing that you're honed in on. So like I don't know. I always think as like infrastructure, you should be trying to be as agnostic as possible, so that you're available to as many users or dev teams as you can be. Like apps, you're going to choose maybe a network for performance or for data availability or speed, whatever the metric is that you need, you may pick the best base to build on. But for the infrastructure side, right, like where I just don't understand why for the user you would say like we have this great thing, but you can only use it here.
But are we gonna have chain abstraction, and it's just the chain, and it doesn't matter where the money is, and you can deposit it and trade it and withdraw to where you want to withdraw? I mean, like, what's the future of that?
That is the future of it.
The
I think
meta
there's a
chain.
lot of
Mega
there's a
chain.
lot of people working towards that right now to have one bug bounty for Cayenne.
But is it gonna be just CVM's one chain, or is it gonna be combining a few?
But we'll post the bug bounty when the exchange and docs go live. The first thing that we do, like we have our we'll say professional technical audit that gets done. We'll have our trading competition, and during the trading competition, what is going on our side is what we kind of call like a behavioral stability audit, where we're able to see how users are interacting not only with the exchange but with one another when real money is at stake. Because the one thing that like you just can't get out of a technical audit is how humans are going to manipulate and play with real money to try to extract money from other people. And so from there, if we see that nothing's broke and that everything's good, that there's nothing that we find like no issues, nothing that's exploitable, then we'll go live like pretty shortly after that. And at that point, then our bug bounty will go live as well. We'll probably still work with like Hats or someone else also and do some type of program through them. But we'll always have a standard like 10% of affected funds bounty.
That's all bounty.
But very, very soon, my friend, I've been everything's been getting polished. Final loose ends tied up, and testing is going to start no later than next week.
Let's fucking go.
Outside third-party testing, I should say. Internal testing it is already starting.
All right, fellas, I got a call in 10. See you there.
All right.
I will see you there.
Peace.
We'll be back on Wednesday. Who do we have, Marty?
I'm trying to confirm with Chris Newhouse from Cumberland. They're doing an on-chain market maker now. They're pivoting or not. He's leading a Solana on-chain market maker, but backed by Cumberland. Interesting
I'll have to
venture.
ask him why so much focus, why so much belief in Solana. Why?
I think because I think they live off retainers. You know what I mean? Retainers and token loans, and it's a nice venue or a nice partner to partner with for all Solana market making needs.
That's pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure that ours has always been like a standard 10% of affected funds for anything critical.
200K max. That's it.
But I mean, 200K is still a fat paycheck for finding some bugs. So
200K is still 200K. All right, fellas. See you in
Cumberland on Wednesday. If not,
Yep.
either way, we'll be back Wednesday morning for Eden.
Later.
Senior Nunez, we'll see you then. Everyone else, catch you later.